Just a bloke in a bar.
What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to another episode of Bloke in a Bar, the return episode for one half of Hello Sport. Now, dare I say the better half, or is that not true?
No, that's commonly accepted, Denon. The better half is here. That's not sort of
That's not up to debate.
No, that's just sort of straight up and down. Eddie to tell you himself.
Really?
Yeah, he would. He's humble like that. He knows where it's at.
Wow, I thought you were about to say he knows his place, and I was going to say...
Well, I pulled myself back from saying that. I thought that might have been too aggressive.
That is pretty aggressive, especially when he can't defend himself here. And to be fair, he is sunning his dick right now.
That dick is as brown as a berry. Eddie feels the need, I think, at the end of every year to have a good 20 to 30 days off.
Okay.
Just back to back.
Well, he delivers. He deserves it.
He deserves it.
Yeah.
No one deserves it more than Eddie.
Yeah. It's almost dick tanning time.
If that dick doesn't come back 12 to 13 shades browner, then I'm going to send him home.
Yeah. And we need to see it on air.
Yeah, he'll show it. He's a shower.
Is he?
Well, if it's brown.
So, I hope, Eddie, you're enjoying yourself, mate, if you're watching this. Be interesting to hear your thoughts on the better half and also knowing your place. That's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
But I hope the dick is brown. I hope your dick's brown.
It's as brown as it gets.
Like, that's what
I got an update of it today. We did the podcast this morning via Zoom. He flashed it. I was like, okay, good.
Yeah, okay.
What's the date today? The 4th? He's got a good 13 or 14 more days.
I hope, like, in 1,000 years, you know how, like, sayings start at the start of, like, 100 years ago and they morph into something else? Mm-hmm. I hope one day that hope your dick's brown means hope you had a good time.
Hope you had a nice, good long break.
Yeah, good time. Good long break.
Yeah.
So before holidays, people say to each other, hope your dick's brown.
How's your holiday? Mate, dick is as brown as it gets.
So, Eddie, hope your dick's brown.
New Year, same rhetoric.
Not New Year's same rhetoric. New Year's same nonsense. But in all seriousness, Eddie is away.
Yes.
He is actually tanning, though. We have seen him by the pool.
Yeah.
It was almost the video with the selfie video. I loved just the tip of the hair on the chest.
He's got the hairiest chest in town.
But it's a tease. I'm here. I'm ready for fucking
He's got chest hair like sort of 70s. Basically, James Bond's all the way up to Pierce Brosnan. Daniel Craig obviously waxed within an inch of his life.
Within the inch of his life.
Eddie is sort of Pierce Brosnan back, Bond level.
I reckon
chest
Craig
hair.
gooch wax.
Huh?
I reckon Craig would gooch wax.
Oh, yeah. Daniel. Of course he does. Veet Moose it. I mean, you Veet Moose if you don't want to wax, because obviously waxing's a fucking nightmare.
Yeah.
But I
feel like he's 007, so he'd be able to take the pain.
Well, he can act like 007. I do have a friend who opted for Veet Moose on the cock and balls, and I think he had like a big weekend coming up with the misso or his girlfriend at the time.
And look, you know what? I want to get rid of the rhetoric that men don't prepare themselves for women.
I prepare myself. I don't Veet Moose anything.
Oh, there's no Veet Moosing going on.
No.
But I mean, I prepare myself. I'm not going in there fucking guns blazing with a big bush hanging out.
No. Some do. I've got friends who are like just pro bush. I'm like, look, that's all good for you. I am more
very selfish.
I'm more just like, imagine just like my beard, but down there. It's not long. It's not out of control.
It's respectful.
Yeah, it's tight.
It shows that you respect the person.
It's like a garden.
Oh, it's good to know. So it's good that...
Anyway, Veet Moose, sorry, that was it. He Veet Moosed his junk and a horrendous rash emerged.
No.
And the weekend was ruined.
The weekend was ruined.
Dude, I saw it. It was fucking disgusting.
He could have just gone dark, though. Turn the lights off.
No, because I think any friction would have...
Ooh.
It looked like
real
every
rash.
hair had been individually removed.
Wow.
Yeah.
He went the big play and it didn't pull off.
Bro, it was hard to look at.
So what rhetoric was he using to avoid the sleeping together?
I didn't get that far. I just had one look at the thing and went, that's not operational.
Because she might have been like, oh my God, I can't believe he doesn't even want to hook up with me. What a loser.
No, he's the sort of person he's not backwards in coming forwards. He would have let her know.
He's on the front foot maybe.
He's a front foot operator.
Yeah, okay.
He would have found it funny on the surface.
You don't want to play defense on a date.
Well, but certainly not when that's like, it was his girlfriend, not like a date, like, oh, Tinder date. Yeah. It was like...
Well, a Tinder date, you don't want to go front foot. You don't want to go rush.
Cancel the fucking date. You just go, sorry, I'm sick.
If you rocked up to a Tinder date and said, I got a rush on my cock,
that ain't going anywhere.
That's not front foot footy.
No, that's a horrible play. You just lie.
Just say, I'm not into sleeping with women on the first date.
Sorry, I'm a gentleman.
Yeah.
With a rash on my cock.
Chivalry isn't dead.
No, it's not. But if you looked at my cock, you might think it is.
Because it looks dead.
It looks dead.
Like a dead dick.
Yeah, it looks like it's been stung by a million bees.
So what you've learned from this podcast is don't tell your Tinder date you have a rational dick. But if you have a girlfriend in a committed relationship, you love each other more than the physical attributes, say you've got a rash dick.
Well, yes, there's some caveats here. If you tell them before intercourse, you can't be just going around willy-nilly if you got a rash.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
If there's a rash down there, then you have a moral obligation to either call it off or let them know that they are sleeping with a pig.
Yeah, absolutely. And they probably already know that if you listen to this podcast.
Yes. Have it on in the background while you make
Yeah.
love.
Yeah.
We're the new Barry White.
Look, honestly, they would assume you're a pig if you listen to this podcast, but it is always good to clear up that you are a pig.
Yeah.
And also a dribbler.
Correct.
And to be fair, and something else that hasn't really been, I feel like the dribble, and obviously Tom and Eddie and Tom's began the dribble. I've contributed in the small ways, hopefully.
Look, certainly.
But I feel like dribble has helped a lot of dates. Think about the blokes that didn't understand the art of dribble. But isn't dating all about dribble?
Conversation in general, Denon, is about harnessing the powers of dribble and yarn. And on a date, you need to be able to pull it out. Now, what are you dribbling about is obviously important, because if you start talking about fucking defensive stats from it,
don't bring up Boland 6 or 7.
Don't bring up Scotty Boland 6 or 7 unless you've got a real tight highlights package. I think that's all right to bring up. You go, check this out.
Within 7 days of it, I think you could have rolled that out.
Yeah.
But in 7 years' time,
no,
on a date, don't bring up Boland 6 for 7.
You can't hark back to an Ashes test from 6
and don't
years
say,
ago.
Boland's got 6 for 7 at the Q. Don't mimic commentators.
The G.
Sorry, the GQ. The MCQ. You know what? Say Q, because they won't even know.
Well, yeah, exactly. You can. You can fuck that up on a date.
Look, if you're that far down, you're already gone. So you can say whatever the fuck you want.
That's true, you can.
Anyway, if you want any more dating advice, just let us know. We'll fucking
DM us for dating advice.
I also wanted to talk about you've come in holiday mode. You've kind of there's a line between trying to alpha me and disrespectful. Where do you think that is?
Look, I'd say it's a healthy mixture of both. I refuse to wear a t-shirt at this time of year. That's not entirely true.
Yeah.
It's certain temperature and humidity levels will dictate whether I'm wearing a t-shirt or not.
Okay.
She hot. And
yeah, she is hot.
I was sitting, again, I started the morning doing a podcast with Eddie, and where I do it in my house at that hour of the morning is just getting absolutely pumped with sun.
Oh, so it's sun rising kind of stuff.
Sun rising.
Yeah,
it's east facing, punters and dribblers.
East-facing.
And so I was just like, fuck, this is not t-shirt weather. It was almost no shirt weather, but we film it and I'm not in comeback nick. So
you're not in comeback nick. You've got in good nick though. You've lost a ton of weight.
I have, but then I was a fatty, and now I need to get like cut beyond belief, you know?
Okay. All right.
I'm not Brad Pitt cut yet.
You're not Brad Pitt, Troy, Hector.
I'm not Brad Pitt, Troy, Brad Pitt Fight Club yet. Or ever.
I can see it. I can see it happening.
So it was a loose shirt thing.
Yeah, look, to be honest, it is slightly disrespectful, but at the same time, I like the play.
Yeah, you got to do it.
Yeah.
You got to see it, and you got to.
As a fellow man, I feel like I'm secure in myself. I respect it, but I'm also insulted.
You got to make the play though, and I would encourage you to maybe roll in with a shirt next time.
Look, there's nothing there.
Yeah, but it's not about chest hair, although I do have a little bit.
I think it's all about chest hair.
Well, yeah, but like this is misleading because it makes you think that I'm ripped. Like they've got a little bit, like I got bald here. I got like sunflower around my nips.
Okay.
There's nothing down there.
Okay.
So I'm pretty smooth below the button.
Well, I'm glad that everyone knows that now.
Yep.
Tommy, smooth below the button.
Smooth below the button. Ish. Smooth-ish.
Smoother than the garden.
Yeah.
Anyway, Eddie, we miss you, mate. We miss you. We wish you were here. We will see you not next week, but the week after, and I'm sure it will be glorious. This great chat is brought to you by Bloke in a Bar Beer. It's also brought to you by Hello Sport. Have you got any merch left, or is it gone?
I think that. Forgive me, I was vaping. Very disrespectful.
Yeah. I mean, look. When you have the year that Hello Sport had, you can come into Bloke in a Bar and disrespect me.
I almost wore sunnies. I was like, you know what? It's summer. I'm sweaty. Fuck
You'll blow the vape in my face next year, I reckon.
I might have to. I might even can some vape. Sell it. No, I think maybe like some mediums, but it'd be like fuck all. And we grossly underestimated the general weight of our audience.
I think we went over this so you thought your audience was betas. I think
we just thought
which is really disrespectful. I didn't think they were.
We thought we had a few more mediums in the group. but we don't.
And what's crazy is, like, not only did you think you had smaller guys, you also didn't have any for the thickies, thick boys.
Well, that was a sourcing issue that was out of my control. And we have made a promise to the thickies of the punters and dribblers community that we will be getting some 4XLs for you.
Like, you're on 4XL.
Well, that's what some of the requests that have been flying in.
Really?
3 and 4. We went to
Wow.
double XL. We thought that was enough. We thought wrong.
Okay. You know what? I have to admit something. I also did the same thing as you guys.
There you go.
I didn't have anything for the thickies initially. I think we do 3XLs now, but 4XLs, that's some thick boys.
They're getting thick,
They're getting thick, absolutely. But also brought to you by Bloke in a Bar. And I just deleted the stores. Okay. There's 12 stores to go and check. N17 Burger Co. in Port Douglas. It's on tap there, so go down, check her out, on tap. Liquor Barons Melville in Perth. Legends Forest Hill near Wagga. Redlands RSL Club on tap. Louis Liquor Barn in Cairns. Black Sheep Bottle Shops. All of the Black Sheep Bottle Shops in Brisbane will always be at the Black Sheep Bottle Shops. If you got one down the road, jump in, go check her out. Bayfields Belrose. DY Hotel Bayfields. Okay, another Bayfields place, cool. IGA Liquor George Hall, Fleet Street Wine Turramurra, Corkscrew Cellars Rose Bay, and Crown West Cellars in the Gong, who is actually, Crown West Cellars has been with us since our initial beer launch with the bottles.
Day one.
Day one. So if you are in Wollongong, go and support Crown West Cellars because they have supported us literally before, like, everything. Like at the start, probably 4 or 5 years ago. Crown West Cellars, loyal, love it.
Could I ask one question as well?
You
or
can.
it's a favour.
Yeah, sure.
Could you, because you run this show,
Yeah.
you run this shit,
Yeah, okay.
can you get the fucking thing on tap in here so that I can have some?
It's on tap over there.
I thought it wasn't last time we checked, like as in you didn't have a keg in there, but you needed
We
to
did
get
have a keg in there, and then you turned it off.
There's a keg in there, but I turned it off like when COVID was happening and it hasn't
Yeah.
been turned on since.
Okay, well, may I request...
I tell you what. New year, new me, new us. Coming into the new year, we'll have that on ready to go, and we will give you mad schooners and that to drink.
That's what I would like.
Custom schooners.
Give me a custom schooner with my face on it.
We'll get you and Eddie custom schooners to drink out of.
Perfect.
Write that down, Matty, as a notes. Custom schooners.
Will do.
Because it's a good idea. Why not?
Why not?
Why not? We're in Rome.
Exactly.
When in Rome. Now, plenty's gone on in all sports, but breaking news. Ferguson has been sacked before playing any games of rugby league after he was caught in Japan he was allegedly caught with a white substance.
I wonder what that would have been. Omo. we can
Omo,
only
which is
assume.
really... Omo had a big year.
I think Omo a Japanese brand, so it makes sense.
Does make sense. It's been a big year for Omo.
Huge year for Omo.
Different tactic of marketing.
Well, it's a rugby league tactic. I mean, we say this every time. If you think that Blake's getting sacked without a payout under the table from whatever the fuck the name of that competition's called, that was, let's get a leaguey over here. Let's assume we give him a bit of cash up front, per diems if you're in the acting world. Give him, maybe 30 grand just to roll around with first couple of days he's here. Introduce him to some nefarious characters.
Yep.
We go get him to pick up some Omo, allegedly, punch someone, allegedly.
All alleged.
All alleged. Our bloody, what's it called, rugby union competition in the headlines. Everyone knows about it. Blake's gone, probably to the Tigers. And everyone wins.
I tell you what, great buy for the Tigers.
Huge buy for the Tigers.
If I'm an NRL club, I'm calling.
Well, that's, in rugby league, that is a Saturday.
There's 2 hours of maybe you shouldn't do it, and then come on, boys, we're rugby league.
Come on, we're rugby league. Bring him back.
Don't be silly. Redemption
Bring back
arc.
Blake.
We love redemption stories.
Yeah.
And he's already had a redemption story.
Well, let's give him another one.
2 redemption stories in a career is always good.
You could argue it's his third.
I wouldn't argue against it. And look, the good thing is he's brought rugby league to the world. That's the positive out of all this.
Yep.
Is that he's shown the world what we're about, and that is behaving inappropriately.
Well, washing clothes and punching cunts.
That's what footy's about.
That's what footy's about. Rugby league, anyway. So look, it's great to see Blake over there. I mean, Japan don't play around with that sort of stuff.
Oh yeah.
And so he's already been sacked, eh? So he's
reportedly.
Goodbye for the Tigers. Goodbye for a Super League. He could win a couple of steals.
He'd win a few steals.
He could easily win a couple of steals.
It was cancelled on January 2nd, the club said. That was it. Regarding Ferguson, the player contract was cancelled January 2nd. Wow. Look, he'll be able to get a gig somewhere.
Yeah, he can still.
Fergie Ferg over in the Super League, they won't be able to tackle him.
European rugby as well. If he wants to have a crack at rugby, like, go, you can make some big bicky in European rugby.
Yep. Hopefully, look, in all seriousness, hopefully he learns from this mistake. Very, very silly. And because he'd done so well. You know, he'd gone through so much in his early career. He'd turned it all around. So hopefully he learns from this mistake because, as I said, he's very, very silly. Very silly. But who knows? I'm sure he'll find a club, whether it be Super League, someone in the NRL. Also, whilst we were away, one of the great Ashes series. I mean, we had Paddy Blue Eyes coming out and absolutely dominating. We had Stark, who was getting ridden to all hell.
Shane was riding him near to death.
Near to death. Comes out and says, fuck you.
Fuck you, bruh. I'm doing the damn thing. And he did.
Oh, he did the damn thing, all right.
I mean, look, two things here. Australia love playing Test cricket. Ashes Test cricket in Australia. And England hate it. They're a bunch of weak individuals. Potentially, and this isn't me saying this, I must stress, potentially the weakest collection of individuals in human history. I know, dude. What a crazy thing for someone.
Who said that?
I can't remember. But someone said it.
You know what I love about that is it's like, you know, on the mainstream media, they'll just quote some random on Twitter, like, what a fucking dickhead. And it'll be like, such and like, ex-player is a dickhead. And they'll use like
they'll write 6 articles off that quote.
And it's just a random person.
It's just a random person. Weakest collection of humans ever assembled.
Fuck. I can't go there. I don't think I can go there.
I'm not going... Bro, I'm not saying that. I'm saying that's what they're saying. That's what they're saying.
Speaking of strength, Boland.
Scotty B,
who got 6 for 7 in the queue.
In the queue, yeah. At the queue, the famous queue.
Famous MCQ. That really is going to haunt me, I think.
Yeah, no, it will. It will. Leave a comment if that was embarrassing to hear, because it was to listen to as I was. But yeah, that was just like a great story. It would have been greater if England hadn't been so meek. Like the day before, it was looking good. They
showed a bit of fight.
They bowled well to us.
Yes.
You know, Jimmy Anderson, he's 40 fucking years old next year, was just killing it.
Yeah.
He was ripping us apart. 4 for fuck all, I think. Then the next day, we just go, oh, okay, well, fuck, now you're batting again. Remember how that's been going for you.
Not very well.
They only needed to get like 60 runs or 80 runs
just to make it.
Just to like, so we'd go in and bat and chase 20 runs again. But like, dude, it was one of the most pathetic things I've ever seen.
See, I haven't watched much cricket, but I'm sitting there when I was watching it going, are we really fucking good? Like the All Blacks at cricket? Or are we just playing people that aren't that great right now?
Don't come to me for like truth around Australia, because I'll tell you where the All Blacks are cricket every day of the week. But it is more about how bad England are, realistically. Okay. Like Scotty Boland is 5th, what is he, 3rd choice as like a backup. You had Jahai Richardson, Michael Nessa, and then Scotty Boland, and they only really picked him, I think, because he's a MCQ specialist. So like, you know, like he's not a world beater, but he just had a day out. Oh, no, he worked at the queue. He's fucking unstoppable.
At the queue, he works.
Yeah. So he just had a day out, and he was great. You can't take anything away from him.
Talk about a historic moment. Like, we'll remember that. I didn't even watch that much cricket, and I'll remember that forever.
I, unfortunately, Denon, when this was happening, found myself at Taronga Zoo.
Oh, Daddy. It was Daddy Tom.
It was Daddy Daughter's time. I was at Taronga Zoo. Weather predictions said no rain, so Daddy rocks up in shorts and a T-shirt.
Like this with a V out or not?
No, it was a T-shirt. It was overcast, but it wasn't going to rain.
But you were respecting the people around you?
I was respecting people around me. Okay. It was the zoo, lots of families. Yeah. I find myself at the seal show. Seals getting into their work, eating fish, doing flips and shit, you know, clapping their flippers. Then out of nowhere, one of the great rain benders of all time just pisses all over us. Evie's pram soaked. I'm soaked. I've given because obviously I'm just a loving father. I take the jumper off my back.
Oh, it's
to
a given.
cover her.
Of course.
I'm unstoppable.
Yeah, true.
But then my phone starts going off, and I'm like, "What the fuck?"
Scotty's taking fucking.
He's taking another one. He's taking another one. I'm hearing people around me like, "Oh, fucking, you see what's going on in the Ashes?" I'm like, "What the fuck is happening?" I was planning on getting this zoo situation out of the way, then going home and pounding Test cricket into the earth.
Yeah.
All over before I can fucking leave. And I'm like, Steph's like, "Oh, do you want to go into this enclosure?" I'm like, "Nah, you just take Evie. I'll just wait out here with Zoe, the newest baby." And I'm just sitting there with the, like, watching replays on the pram, just going like, I'm a loser. I missed out on one of the great Q performances of all time.
One of the greatest moments in the history of the Q.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was good. He was going to retire, Scott Boland. He was like thinking about retiring and was honestly no shot. If you were say at the start of the summer, is Scott Boland playing a test, not many people would have said yes. In fact, it might have even been like Kerry O'Keefe who said it a couple of weeks before it happened.
What I loved the day before when he took the two at the Q, two at the Q, two at the Q. Two at the Q. Goes together really well.
Yep.
What I loved about it though is, and again, I could be wrong. I don't know shit about cricket, but it looked like he like actively went over and almost stole his chance to bowl. Like I think Paddy Cummins or Stark was going to come in for another over, and Boland was kind of like give me a crack. That's what I got from watching it.
I unfortunately can't add anything to that because I fucking wasn't watching it.
You didn't watch it? Did you see it, Matt?
Yeah, that happened. So Scotty Boland said, "Nah, give me one more."
Give me one more. Give me one more.
Yeah, I don't know if he
that.
said
But
that.
he
It was
walked
like
over and kind of like took the ball off.
Well, he certainly wouldn't have like taken the, because he's the captain picks a bowling. So
Well,
like
it was-
but it would have. I wouldn't surprise me if he was like, "Give me one more go."
Yeah,
at
it was something along those
Yeah,
lines.
yeah. I don't know if he actually said that, but yeah, it was something along those lines. And then he took two.
You could
over.
see he was really putting himself there to get
like-
the chance to bowl. And
then he just
and I
fucking
think
ripped.
you see Paddy speaking to him, like just giving him some, and then he just fucking bowls two wickets. And that's what what I love about the moment is it didn't come to him. He came to the moment. Like he could have easily just been like, "Oh well, I'll let Paddy or Stark or even Lyon go for another bowl," but he took the moment. So Scotty Boland, absolute god.
And he won the Johnny Muller medal, which is. So he's like the second. I don't know if
He's a second Indigenous player.
I thought he was like the fourth for some reason, but he was definitely one of the like four or after. I know Jason Gillespie, but I thought there was someone before that. I don't know why. But anyway, Indigenous player wins the Johnny Muller medal. Johnny Muller was like the first touring team, Australian touring team to go to England was like all Indigenous, and they played like a fucking ridiculous amount of cricket when they were over there.
Yep.
And I remember like a year or so ago looking at the stats from Johnny Muller. Like he took a shitload of wickets and scored a shitload of runs. Was like an absolute weapon. And that medal's really sick. I think I only brought it in last year.
Yeah. I mean, it's just what an incredible moment for Scotty. Like, there's so much yarn around it. It really has a lot of yarn, a lot of different angles.
Cricket, that's what the more you watch cricket, Dan, and the more you get into it, the yarn is fucking everywhere. Like they can find yarn in anything.
Because they've got so much time to consume.
But there's also just so many things. Oh, this is the largest third wicket partnership on a Thursday after fucking Christmas.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay,
Cool.
sure, that's a cool fucking stat. Let's flash that up on the screen. Whole crowd cheers. It's just there's yarn for days and days and days.
Speaking of yarn, serious question: should Pat Cummins be our next Prime Minister?
Look, I would say that Pat's probably the right man for the job. The saying is that the captain of the cricket team is the second toughest job in the country after the Prime Minister.
That is a saying.
Yeah.
So, and sayings are usually true. They don't come out of nowhere.
Sayings are never hyperbolic. They are always 100% true. Paddy Cummins, whether he'd want to lead the country, he already leads it in the cricketing sense.
That all, like, if he doesn't want to, that qualifies him. You want your leader not to want to lead.
Yeah, you want your leader not to want to be captain.
Yeah.
You've got to almost hate the idea of being a captain.
Because you don't want an egomaniac that's like, I'm the fucking man, I'll lead this country. You want Paddy Blue Eyes with his sweet... You imagine Paddy Blue Eyes negotiation table with China. We've got a trade war going on. Paddy Blue Eyes hits him with the Paddy Blue Eyes.
He just fucking bats his eyes. That's all you do.
Then, like, China's like, okay, sweet, we'll get rid of the tariffs and we'll actually give you some good, logistic prices.
Exactly.
Boom.
That's exactly how
That's how negotiation works.
That's exactly how that would go down.
So I think Paddy Blue Eyes would be a great Prime Minister.
Look, I will back Paddy.
I'd back Paddy.
I'll go as his running mate. Fuck it. There you go.
Do you reckon that there might be a few clips on the internet that may create a bit of a fuss if you become his running mate?
Like for me personally, like whether the opposition might use that against me to try.
Yeah,
and
like the
bury me?
opposition they'll be like, man, so the opposition they're sitting there, how can we bring down Paddy Blue Eyes Cummins, he's definitely going to win it. He's definitely going to win it. And they go, I want you to do the deepest fucking research you've ever done in your life to bring him down. And they're like, yeah, we've got it. Literally in 5 minutes, they go, but here's the clips of Tom saying some really fucking stupid shit.
Yeah, Tom last year talked about sucking off the devil. Right. Okay, well, we can certainly clip that one up. In fact, there's 3.5 hours of him talking about dicks, basically. So let's just get those. Let's just put that together. But maybe, again, maybe it's a bit of a Trump effect. I'm, a man of the people. I'm not Trump. Don't get me wrong. But I say dumb shit.
You're too follically gifted to be him.
Thank you. That means a lot. That means a lot. Coming from you. I really appreciate it.
What do you reckon, Matty? Paddy for Prime Minister or what?
Oh, 100%. I mean, I was just gonna point out as well.
But I don't like Paddy and Tom. Like
So-
I'm a fucking good. I'm a
Paddy
good.
and Tom 2024.
Yeah, I like that.
I think you should go against each other.
I don't want to take on Paddy. I want to be right behind him.
Yeah, he's not a good leader.
No.
Who do you reckon's got a bigger following at the moment?
Well, he's top of the heap, but I mean, I just think Paddy Blue Eyes is the man for the job.
Paddy PM, I'll be vice PM. Every time he needs to leave the country, I'll step in. But I'm a figurehead. I don't know what I'm doing.
You're their figurehead. You're purely figurehead.
I'm just there like, oh, yeah,
No.
I'm Prime Minister.
You know what? You're there for the dribbler vote.
Exactly.
And the dribbler vote, like most blokes are dribblers.
Dribbler's actually probably, I might even be able to beat Paddy, but I wouldn't. But
Wouldn't do
Paddy,
it.
well, Paddy actually gets dribbler vote as well.
He would get the dribbler
He'd get
vote.
the dribbler vote fucking.
But this guarantees a dribbler vote. Like
Correct.
they've gone through the demos and they've gone, you know what's the biggest demographic of all? Dribblers.
You know where the dribbler belt is? From the fucking East Coast to the West Coast.
Absolutely. So I can see who's winning. Paddy, Tom, 2024. I'd vote for you. What would be your first order of business for you as a Vice Prime Minister?
First order of business. That's a good question. That's a very good question.
I'm sure you've thought about it.
Well, look, I mean, it'd have something to do with rugby league, probably. Or you know what? I might just, I'd organise like a box for me at every sporting ground in the nation. That'd be the first cab off the rank. And then it'd be like
healthcare and...
No. That's
Paddy's job.
well, that's not in my portfolio.
Okay.
So my portfolio is like dribble and yarn, and so it'd be get me a box at every sporting ground, and then it'd be like start putting like is it tariffs on like just the eels? You know what I mean? I'd just put tariffs on the eels.
So tariffs, like roads leading into West Bank.
You got to pay like $50 every time.
So you just start upping the taxes in the Parramatta area pretty much.
Just literally around the ground. I wouldn't want to hurt the punter and the dribbler.
Okay.
But the Parramatta fan is going to unfortunately feel the squeeze. I can't help it. You got a revenue raise.
Okay, all right. I'm just hearing you're the man. You're the Vice Prime Minister. I'm just the...
But I would chop her in if there was a box there because I wouldn't want to pay a fucking...
You don't pay... If you chop her in, you don't pay the fee.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fair enough.
So not everyone. If you got a chopper, you're sweet.
Yeah. And you and Paddy Blue Eyes would chop her in.
Yeah.
Look, I like it. I think it's got a lot of legs. I think it's got a bit of movement.
Yeah, a lot of legs.
Now, one of the biggest stories in today's news is the great Antonio Brown. So, allegedly, Antonio Brown was a few passes away from getting his $1 million bonus. He strips off during the game in NFL. Have you seen this?
Yeah, fuck yeah. It was crazy.
And then he literally just walks off mid-game into the changing room. An hour or so later, the Buccaneers released that he is no longer a part of the team. Now, there's conflicting reports. One report was that they were saying, bro, get on the field. We want you on the field. And he was refusing to go on, which, if that's true, then I don't understand the yarn about him being short on touchdowns to get his bonus. And that's the reason he walked off, because why don't you just go on and get your bonus?
Yeah.
But what is 100% true, what we know is true, is Antonio Brown has literally stripped half naked and walked off the field and then been sacked.
Then went into the sheds, got changed, jumped in an Uber and bounced.
And then he put a post up saying Super Gremlin. I'm a Super Gremlin.
What's that mean?
I think Kodak Black is a rapper and he has a song called like Super Gremlin or something like that.
Okay. Yeah. That went over my head. But he's a bit of a problem child, is Antonio. I think he got fucked off from the Steelers.
Yeah, the Pats I think he was at as well.
The Pats he was at. He won with the Buccaneers last year. He's obviously fucking good.
Super talented.
I think he was at like Oakland Raiders for, like, didn't even play, but like was there, then something happened and then he left.
Yep.
But he just seems like a bit of a dead shit. I don't know. again, not knowing the inner workings of this story, if this was in isolation, you might be like, oh, yeah.
What could possibly have
I think
happened?
Brady even said something like he's got some serious issues.
Yeah.
You need to get around him. So I don't know what that means. But, like, he's obviously, again, like when you see people act like this, you don't know what their background is or where they've come from or, like, what their sort of hardships have been. So who knows? He may have had a really fucked up life and he doesn't make great decisions. Again, that wouldn't be justification for some heinous shit. I'm talking about throwing your toys out of the cot and walking off the field. I think it was a fucking great little bit of content.
Oh, it's theatre.
Yeah.
It's great theatre.
He's like waving to the crowd and throwing all his shit in
It'll
there.
be remembered forever.
Absolutely.
And I think if I'm trying to get inside the mind of the great Antonio Brown, I'm thinking that maybe that was his thought. Like, I'm going out with a bang. Do you know what I mean? He's thinking, I'm angry about something, clearly. He's clearly angry. So I'm going, and I'm going to be probably fired anyway, maybe. I'm going out with a bang and be remembered forever. Do you think that could be the potential?
It could be. One comment that I always look for in times of sort of confusion, specifically in the NFL, but not necessarily limited to, is the great O.J. Simpson. I don't know if you know him, but O.J., one of the first people to put up a post afterwards calling Antonio's behaviour inexcusable.
Wow.
And listen, what OJ says goes. So
yeah, Kettle Black, all that kind of stuff.
All that sort of stuff. I don't even know about Kettle Black. I don't know where murder sits. A double homie.
A double homie, I think, is worse than walking off in the middle of a game.
Yeah, and that's alleged because he kind of got off.
He did get off.
Did also write a book like If I Did It, How I Would Have Done It.
Super weird.
But he was saying that it was inexcusable.
Look, if the juice says it's inexcusable,
then I've got to side with the juice here, dude.
Absolutely, because he knows what's excusable and what's inexcusable. If he's not cool with it, I'm not cool with it. The juice sets my moral compass on all things NFL and sometimes life. To be honest, you know what's crazy is I was waiting to hear what the juice thought about the situation.
Yeah. Before I was like formulate my own opinion.
Yeah, I was like, I wonder what O.J. Simpson thinks about this because he is the guideline for how I live my life when it comes to, is Antonio Brown in the wrong for literally dogging his entire teammate in his squads, even though he could have just got that $1 million bonus and
knocking on the door of the playoffs. Yeah. Juice thinks it's inexcusable, then it is inexcusable.
Yeah. There was a period there where I was kind of like, I'm feeling Antonio Brown here. I can understand why he would do such a thing. Juice comes out, says it's inexcusable. I immediately believe that's inexcusable.
Yep.
Talk about one of the great ironies.
You could say that.
What do you got there, mate?
Have you heard why O.J. Simpson is quoted why he doesn't want to he never goes to LA?
Why?
Because he could be sitting next to the person that did it.
Because what?
He could be sitting next to the person that did it. That's a legitimate quote.
Yeah. He's a wild bit of gear.
It's a strange world out there. But Glass...
He's also got like groupies and shit.
Glass houses, OJ.
OJ groupies to me is just mind-blowing. I know like prisoners and
doesn't even Ted Bundy have groupies?
Well, I think he's dead, but when he was alive.
When he was alive.
Yeah. It is weird. What are they called? Isn't there like a name for women who go and like... Usually I assume it's women doing it for like famous men. Because I think, what's his name? Helter Skelter, Charles Manson. He had like a wife, I think.
Wow. What? That is insane.
So I guess looking to all you out there, if you can't find a wife and
Charles
Manson can, then you got to start looking in the mirror.
And you got to up your dribble game.
You got to up your dribble game. I'm not saying go and commit murders and shit, but like...
Don't do that.
Don't do that. That's not what I'm saying.
No.
But you got to do something better because
maybe
Charles has got to
you know what you should do? Murder your personality because it's shit.
Yeah.
Create a new one.
Yeah.
Hybristophilia is a sexual interest and attraction to those who commit crimes.
Bad boys.
Wow.
The bad boy syndrome.
That's deep bad boy syndrome.
Yeah.
Bad boy syndrome, very strange syndrome.
It is, but I get it.
Yeah.
Like leather jacket bad boy, not murder bad boy.
Yeah.
It's known as Bonnie and Clyde syndrome in pop culture.
That's what I was more for a Bonnie.
But it's like usually what's ironic about it, and I think we're becoming more clued onto it, because even men fall for bad girl syndrome.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely. It's not exclusive to women.
No.
But I think like you're actually being attracted to the biggest beta in history. Do you know what I mean? Like usually bad boys or girls have so many issues. They're a little child inside trying to...
They're acting out.
They're acting out to try and so it is quite an ironic thing where you're attracted to a bad boy because he looks like an alpha or a bad girl because she looks incredibly sexy or whatever, and that rage against authority is appealing. But in reality, it's just a little child.
A bit of crazy is not that fun.
Trust me, I've done crazy, not worth it. Because you know what happens? Their trauma becomes your trauma.
Yeah,
Not cool.
you don't want extra baggage.
Yeah, no way. Because not only do you get their trauma, they create trauma for you.
So now there's fuckloads of trauma everywhere. You got more baggage than you can poke a stick at.
And then you turn into a bad boy, and you're a little loser.
And it's a
Carrying on.
self-fulfilling sort of prophecy, I
Yeah.
think is the term. Probably not, but you know what we're saying.
I think they're with us. What do you reckon, mate? You reckon they're with us right now?
I reckon I'm with you, so I reckon they're with us.
Okay, he is the barometer of the
He
good
is. Would he ever say no to us?
one. Probably not, because he'd get fired.
Yeah,
so,
that's the only thing. See, I mean, is he with bad boys right now?
That's true. Maybe he's attracted to us because we're bad boys.
Because we're bad boys.
Yeah, that's the most incorrect thing said all year. But look, Antonio Brown, it's one of those things where when someone is so gifted and talented, and they just, life is, like, I'm sure he's had bad things happen in his life, but sometimes I feel that when you're so good at something, you don't learn the lessons of tension and failure.
Yep.
And like Antonio Brown, for example, he's screwed around at so many clubs that because other clubs will pick him up, it kind of enables that behaviour.
Yes.
Because he's just like,
You get that a bit in rugby league.
A bit? Fuck, you get a lot.
Yeah, you get a lot. But it's not necessarily that in life everything's come easy, but in their pursuit it has come easy.
Absolutely.
And so it's like, all right, cool. I think of Todd Carney, where it's just like they can't get out of their own way.
Yeah.
And they don't really ever feel the consequences of their actions until they do. And they, like with Carney, where it was like he just couldn't get back into the NRL.
yeah, and to be really clear, this is, as you just said, that's not to say they haven't had massive issues and things to go through in their own life. We're just talking specifically about rugby league. When they play rugby league, it comes easy, and you constantly have that safety net. So you're like, yeah, I don't care. I'm going to get signed by someone else. And Carney was super talented. And I feel like he did kind of come back. 2010 kind of came back, and even at the Sharks, I felt like he came back. And
He came back, it was just he pissed in his own mouth.
Yes. And look, when you piss in your own mouth, you know, back in the day, that used to just be a bit of fun.
It still is a bit of fun. I think in isolation, pissing in your own mouth, you might be elevated to a leadership position. But it's off the back of setting your mate on fire and, you know, a litany of other things, allegedly.
What sucks about that situation with Carney is like, that isolated was, you know, obviously silly or whatever, but it seems a bit harsh. He would lose everything over that.
Completely agree.
That's what sucked about that situation. Like, you could kind of accept, like, some of the stuff that he stuffed up earlier, you can understand, yeah, bro, like, you're probably going to lose your contract. Whereas this one, although quite silly,
He was just an unfortunate, like, cherry on top.
yeah, and it sucks because I would have loved to see Carney fulfill his potential. He was so good.
Yeah, he was awesome.
So good.
And he seemed like a good dude. Like,
Yeah,
he
he's
didn't
a
seem
legend.
like he was a fuckwit. It just
Nah,
seemed like he was a
not at all.
scallywag of
Absolutely.
the highest order.
I've had him on the podcast. He was legend.
He's an immortal scallywag.
He is immortal. He'll go down in history as
Yeah,
Scallywag.
without a
They
doubt.
even released an ad with the
Well, I like the steering into it.
you got to lean into it.
Yeah.
Because if you don't lean into it, it's almost used as a tool
slight.
as a slight against you. Whereas you're like, yeah, I'm the guy that did that.
Hopewadi has a bumhole T-shirt where his finger's going into it. Genius. I'm like, where do I buy that? He doesn't sell them.
You know, Legends of League.
Yeah.
Hopewadi was playing with the glove.
With a
on.
glove.
That's leaning into.
That's leaning right into it. I don't know why Hopper isn't selling those hoodies. If you're watching, John, please, I will buy one. Who the fuck wouldn't buy a Hopewadi hoodie with a butthole and a finger going into it? You're not necessarily wearing it to a wedding, but like, it's a good thing. It's something you can get around in it.
You can get around it too.
100%.
Because like, if one of the boys walk in with that, you get around it.
Straight away.
It's a party starter.
Yeah.
And a party ender.
Depending on where you wear it.
And a party pooper.
Yeah, well, there you go.
So anyway, Antonio Brown walks off. I'd assume NFL career done. You reckon?
Potentially. I wonder how hard it'd be for someone like him to pick up rugby league. I know, I'm not saying it'd happen, but like, just if you are so fucking, or whether it's rugby league, go and play in Japanese rugby or one of these like competitions where there's
So
money
athletic.
in it.
So athletic.
He's a freak.
Yeah. Even sevens rugby.
Yeah.
Give him a bit of space to
Yeah.
run. Also, in incredible news, Josh Giddey an Aussie that has been killing it for this season in the NBA, has become the youngest ever player to record a triple-double in today's...
in NBA history.
Yeah, in NBA history. In today's 95-86 loss to the Mavericks. Now, what is a triple-double? It's when you record... Where is it?
So it's like double sort of digit points.
Double digit
assists.
in 3 of the key statistics.
Yeah.
So he recorded 17 points, 13 rebounds, 14 assists, as well as 4 steals, all while committing just 3 turnovers in 36 minutes and finishing a +6 +/- I don't know what that means. But anyway, triple-double is double digits, so 10 or more in 3 of the key statistics. So, for example, I'd assume a triple-double in rugby league would be,
Assists.
12 try assists, 12 tackles, and 12 tries.
Yeah, not as in 12 tries is fucking insane.
It's insane, but what I'm saying is that they're the key
stats.
they're the key stats.
Tackles, assists. What else could you have that's a less
Line breaks,
Yeah,
tackle breaks.
Tommy Turbo probably did it like 8 times this year.
Tommy
last
Turbo
year.
had 3 triple-doubles this year.
Yeah, at least.
So first of all, we wanted to say a massive congratulations to Giddy.
He's just kind of come out of nowhere. And
is-
again, I'm not a big NBA guy, but
I'm not a big NBA guy, but he's also TikTok famous to a degree. So he's
Really?
working it. He's
Oh,
working
I
it.
love that.
There's a TikTok video, and we'll get Maddie to bring it up, but it's basically a "Don't Tell Me to Breathe, Man" or some shit like that. I'll get it up here. As you can, obviously a boomer right now describing it, which is
Yes, you are.
It's fine. I'm happy to be a boomer. I'm happy.
Well, you are like 40. Literally 2 years older than me.
Where is it here?
Is it in the comments?
It's in the comments, but what the hell?
I think you said it was on TikTok.
But it's become a saying.
Oh,
It's
gotcha.
like, as in, I think Drake did it, and then he did a tick dick. What do you mean, breathe, breathe? Don't tell me to breathe, breathe. That's what it is, basically.
I am...
What do you mean, breathe, breathe? Don't tell me to breathe. I can't be. Yo, bring me a shot. Bring me a shot.
Is that a Drake line of a Drake song or some shit?
I think it's a Drake line off of video,
Right.
and then
Drake has a uncanny ability for just coming up with very, like, the zeitgeisty shit that gets picked up
pop
by
culture.
everyone. Yeah, pop culture shit.
Drake's the king of pop culture.
Seriously, like there's like you said, like what was that song?
Pussy Slide,
The
God's Plan?
Kiki, do you love me? And he's there. People are hopping out of their car and shit.
God's Plan was that?
I would remember being somewhere and the song came on, and then everyone's doing this car thing, and I was like, "What the fuck's going on?"
Yeah.
And everyone's like, "What? You don't know fucking this?" And I'm like, I couldn't have less of an idea of what the fuck's happening
Yeah.
right now. The other one that I wanted to ask is Bing Bong. Have you seen that?
Bing Bong.
All right, good. There's like a thing now. It started. We got a couple of comments on our Instagram. It's Bing Bong or Bong Bing.
Bing bong.
Bing.
What is it?
Bing bong.
And I'm like,
What is that?
what the fuck does that mean? And I Googled it, but I don't know if I even really understood what the fuck it meant.
I'm in your boat. I tried to Google it, but I don't even know. It's some American comedian was outside I think an NFL game or something, and now he just says it all the time, and it became big. I
Can
don't
you
know.
just Google Bing Bong? There was like I wasn't sure whether what I was reading was the explanation of it or like of what it meant, or just that it's like, oh, this is just it's like a culturally significant thing that means nothing but also means everything.
Yeah, absolutely. There's been other stuff that's been like
What does Bing Bong mean? That one just down the very bottom.
There's been heaps of stuff that I've been like, what is that? I don't understand. And then I feel like a boomer.
I think you've gone too far down. Specifically, what is the appropriate context to use in? Oh, God, don't tell me I got to listen to a fucking...
Okay, so
Oh yeah, sorry, not NFL. The New York Knicks co-opted it off some.
last week, however, a TikTok video posted by celebrity gossip account @DearJane claimed that Ramos had been spotted at a strip club canoodling with a woman who wasn't Cephas Jones. The account also posted receipts. Shortly thereafter, news broke that Cephas Jones and Ramos had broken their engagement, and TikTok was not pleased. Am I even reading the same
Yeah,
story?
that's what I mean. I'm like, is this even here?
What? I think we've been honeydicked here.
Yeah, that is. Just Google what is Bing Bong. There you go.
Give me the. I mean, this is what sucks about the internet is that I gotta. Is this it?
A phrase used to Urban Dictionary. Viral catchphrase coined by Side Talk that imitates the chime that
Here we go.
sounds when
Got
New
it.
York City subway doors open. The sound.
Got it. I got it up here. Got the video.
Hey, yo, we got Byron's Car Wash live from Coney Island. Are you vaccinated? Yes, sir.
I was feeling thirsty. Your mom gave me a gallon of Henny to quench that, you heard?
It's no snow on the floor. He's really skiing to Coney Island on a hard top. What we do in Coney Island, collect? Real, son. We keep it real.
Fuck your life! Bing bang!
He had too many shots. You want a shot?
Hey, yo, Ariana Grande, what's up, mama? I'll come to Coney Island, take a spin on the Cyclone. I miss you.
Let's see that flip, boy. Yeah. With the yellow foams on.
I have 7 female wives. Go to my Instagram.
What do you want to tell Joe Byron right now?
What's up, baby? Take me out to dinner.
Hey, yo. This is the Kim and Kanye of Coney Island.
Hey, Kim ain't got shit on me.
Yo, he got his phone and his balls. Steve Jobs did not die for this.
If you see these dogs in your front yard, just know upstairs I'm going hard. Bing bang.
That's it.
Okay, but like there were two different people who said Bing Bong there, right?
So maybe it's like a Coney Island catchphrase.
Cuz that was fucking confusing. That has cleared up nothing for me.
That's actually. Oh,
It wasn't an unfunny video though.
look, I think we just aren't the right age demographic to understand.
Yeah, I don't like that though, Denon. I like to think that I am fucking always
Well,
the right age.
I think it's like it's one of those like it's like a virus. Like someone like it's when he said Bing Bong it was funny, and then maybe someone that is famous watched that and then said Bing Bong in their video, and then it just
That's just how it starts.
And then it starts, and then all of a sudden it's funny. There was another one, I can't remember what it was, but it was a similar thing where I was like, what the hell is this? But look, we get to the depths of the internet culture. We'll get it for you. Maybe we'll spend some time researching more internet catchphrases. But before we do,
Sorry, it got famous. It got big because the New York Knicks started using it, and their fans used it as a
Okay.
catchphrase for their team.
Okay.
Right.
So okay. So just quickly though, Josh Giddey, massive congratulations. Make sure to follow the Aussie boy, killing it in the
fuck
NBA.
yeah.
Killing it in the NBA. Now,
Where is he from? Victoria? I feel like every fucking NBA player we produce is from Victoria, and I just would like.
I think he's from Wollongong. I think.
Oi!
I think he's from Wollongong.
Nah, he's born in Melbourne.
Oh,
Fuck.
okay. Damn, wasn't he playing down at Wollongong though?
Because that AFL vibe, I guess.
Yeah,
They're all tall as fuck.
they are all tall as
I
fuck.
wonder if like Victorians. I know AFL's played all around the joint, but like whether Victorians are like taller per capita.
per capita. Yeah, that is.
It's an out of the blue question, I know, and Maddie, that may. Be
I don't
tough
have the
to
answer for
find.
that. I don't
No.
have the answer for that.
Let's
unfortunately.
everyone just ruminate on that for the next couple of days.
Now, on to more big news that we missed. The great card that was Gallen.
One of the great
First,
nights.
last thing.
One of the great nights. One of the great nights. In
It was,
Australian
I mean, it
business.
had everything.
It did have everything.
It truly had everything. It had footy players fighting each other.
It did.
It had post-match, post-fight
post-fight-
conferences.
Dude.
Interviews.
Interviews. Harry Garside winning with one arm, and then kind of like the guy was still completely fine.
Yeah.
What about fucking Godly Strong judo throwing that guy and then punching him on the ground, and then getting disqualified? I whipped my phone out and I was like, I think he might punch the referee here. Like it was.
I thought he would too.
He was the way he was looking at that referee was like he's about to punch this ref.
He should have been separated. Like
They shouldn't have let him go
yeah.
out there. It was fucking terrifying. That guy is humongous.
Yeah.
And obviously he didn't do it, but I wouldn't have been shocked if he did.
Honestly, I was like, they need to separate them because
they
that
need
is
to get
not
that guy
appropriate.
away, and he kept going up and asking, like, ugh.
I don't know what he like. I'm sure it was just a brain explosion, but like, bro, you can't judo sweep someone in the ring.
I'm also an orange belt in judo, just so everyone knows. But you can't judo sweep, judo throw, I would have called it, but that's all right. Semantics. And then punch him on the ground. That's not how we do it on the mats, bruh.
It was a night of nights.
Freddie Lussick can take a punch.
How they didn't stop that fight. I was watching it with my missus going, this is so unnecessary.
He's getting flogged. They did like the maths on significant strikes he was absorbing, and it was like 1 every 6 seconds. Significant strikes to the head.
That where I was like, I understand toughness and not throwing the towel in, bro. Like
he's a footy player.
You're a footy player. The extra damage he took was so unnecessary.
That's the only thing where I wonder with like NRL clubs going like, with all the concussion shit, and again, not like I'm not anti the no limit boxing, the footy fights, they're great, but you kind of do need to treat them slightly differently.
Well, that's where I feel like So I think the fighting's good because it keeps them fit. It's really entertaining to watch. Obviously, the quality isn't there. It was a rush together card. So with everything with all that kind of stuff, I can understand why the quality of the boxing wasn't as good. The people that complain about the quality of boxing, I'm with you. It wasn't that great, but just as Paul Gallen said, where were you the night before?
100%.
Where the night before was amazing. Like the boxing the night before was fucking sick. And so like cards like this help pay for those nights. That's how they make it free. Otherwise, no one would even watch. But just back with Lussick, like this is where the corner, in my opinion, and the ref should have protected Lussick in like, you're not a professional boxer. You're never going to be one. There is no point in you taking this extra damage. It's good you came in and fought, but clearly Talon May is a better fighter.
Yeah.
Let's end the fight. Keep moving forward.
Let's wrap this one up.
So yeah, that was I was pretty surprised at that, and I think that it's going to be harder for Roosters players probably to fight in the future because they're going to be like, bro. I think that what they need to do is maybe to fix this is going to the fights, maybe let the refs know, bro.
If they're getting fucked up.
If they're getting beaten quite convincingly, stop the fight.
Yeah.
They aren't. What I'm not understanding though is the ref knows he's not a professional boxer.
But that's when you look at the Harry Garside stoppage, and then you look at
yeah.
It was, but the guy was like fucking throwing punches, and he was just like wasn't in any real trouble.
Yeah, it was most glancing blows really off the gloves.
And then Freddie, literally, Homer Simpson getting fucking fed. Again, full respect to getting in there. It's not like
so
I'm
tough.
not talking shit about you. It's just like you were getting pumped.
So
and
tough,
they're just
man.
like, nah, keep it going. Jeff Fennick, I mean, the Ray Warren of boxing. When you get Jeff Fennick going,
bruh,
what the fuck's going on here? Freddie's getting flogged. Get Freddie out of there.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what though, he's probably the toughest guy fucking in the NRL right now. Like for him to take that punishment and keep moving forward, and maybe arguably win the end of the fight, like the last minute or whatever, or some of it. Arguably, I said. He put up a good fight at the end there.
He didn't give up.
The toughness of Freddie Lussick, holy shit. So tough, tough.
I'd go down so quick. I'd go down so
quick. This is why he's probably going to be a great footy player because he is so fucking tough. Talon May, though, can throw him.
He can throw him, Talon.
Talon May. I mean...
It was a brother fight.
I tell you what, he's clearly been scrapping in the parks.
Yeah.
He's been scrapping in the parks.
He's scrapped. You can tell Talon's scrapped before.
He's scrapped with the best of them. Justin Hodges versus Nathan Ross. I didn't
mind the fight.
The fight was probably the better quality one.
I'd say it was the best fight on.
Yeah, it's tough. Yeah, it was tough. And let's be really clear. This is absolutely not bagging anyone because I don't have the fucking balls to step in the ring. These blokes do.
It's not bagging the guys. Like, I mean, they're not professional boxers. That's just what it is. Sometimes you'll get good fights. Sometimes you won't. Unfortunately.
Did you think Ross beat Hodges though? A lot of people thought Ross won it.
I thought he could have. I thought it was close.
I would have given it a draw if I'm being honest.
Yeah, it was one of those ones where you're like, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't like particularly hectic.
Yeah.
It was the better of the card.
And Joey Leilua defeats Chris Heinington and then delivered a post-interview.
Dude, that post-match, I don't know if we've actually ever had anything rip harder on our Instagram. I just put that thing straight up. I was like, that is
crazy.
Fucking golden. Pair that with obviously his like lyrical genius on the mic, and then his missus there fucking flipping off Hopewadi.
It was beautiful.
It was perfection.
It was so entertaining, and you've got to respect it.
Fucking oath.
You got to respect it because he online has been getting pizzled for weeks. You think that he would go down the route of like just building up the fight, and I understand why some people may not like me talking up. He went the opposite route. He just said, nah, fuck yous.
Yeah.
And I respect it.
So do I. He was like, fuck you. You all thought I couldn't do it. get fucked, get done. And then I can't remember the dude's name. He's like, thank you, Joey. Let's get the fuck out of this one.
You know,
You can all go and get fucked.
and what's hilarious is that, so then they released an article like a week later saying the interview is why now no one is going to re-sign Joey Leilua. It's like,
Who wrote that? Our boy counting Fs per minute, fucks per minute?
Yeah, I'm not sure, but apparently that's the reason why, you know, he's not going to get signed. You got something there?
Actually, no, I won't add to that.
Oh, okay. What, did you know who wrote it?
Yeah.
Okay, don't worry about it.
I thought he'd already signed with the Super League club.
Yeah, he had.
So what the fuck's that?
Yeah, I think just a story out of nothing, really.
Yeah, right.
Look, unless he's got some kind of inside mail or whatever. But the article I read was basically like NRL clubs were fully off. You know, someone may be interested and they're off it now that, you know, he put that interview together.
He's already in the fucking Super League. He owns the club over there, doesn't he?
Yeah, pretty sure. And then Gallic versus Lussick. Look, Lussick had literally two weeks to train.
Dude, you can't knock him. It would obviously be tiring as fuck. He's also up against Paul Gallen, who's been doing this now for like, was it 2 or 3 years post-career, or even during his career.
Yeah.
He's a boxer of sorts. And not only you take the intimidation
I would honestly
factor-
consider Gallen a boxer now.
Yeah.
I would honestly say that he would beat other solid Aussie boxers.
He beat Big Daddy.
Other boxers that are at the same level of boxing he is, at this, like, you know what I mean? Like, not young boxers coming through that have his record, because they're clearly throbbers coming through.
Yes.
But other boxers that are journeymen that have had 10 fights, a few losses, I reckon Gal would beat him for sure.
Yeah. Because he's not. He's also like he's a different sort of beast.
Yeah, he's built different.
Yeah.
Like, if you know, some people say I'm built different, he's built different.
If you say you're built different, you probably aren't.
Yeah. You would never hear a person that was actually put together different say that they were assembled differently.
No.
Do you think you could say I'm assembled differently?
Potentially.
Yeah.
I've been put together in a different way than others.
Most people.
Yeah.
My IKEA step sheet was different to other people's when I was born.
When I was born. I was not given an Allen key to be put together, so we had to do it differently.
And I think Gallen is that kind of person.
Yeah.
He wasn't given an Allen key.
No.
He just was put together his own way.
And missing fucking screws was a nightmare. But built different.
Built different. Absolutely built different.
I threw a little bit of money on Das to get the job
did ya?
done. I just thought, fuck it. It's 3 rounds. He's
played fucking footy. You played fucking footy.
Gal was never really in trouble, but there was a moment where I was on my couch screaming my head off.
I think that's when Dusty Lussick just blew his load.
Yeah.
He was edging, thinking,
when am I going to blow?
When I would blow, and then when you just say, fuck it.
He was going right up to about to blow, then slowing down. Right.
Then he just said, you know what?
Nah, fuck this.
I'm just blowing my load.
Yeah, fuck it. I'm
and
going.
if I lose, I lose. And that's what he just thought, fuck it.
Fuck it.
So you can respect that.
Absolutely. We can all respect that.
Absolutely. Nothing but respect to the players blowing their loads in boxing rings.
Yeah.
Now, there's been reports that the Knights are looking to sign Kalen Ponga's dad in a mentoring role in the Knights NRL women's team.
This isn't a desperate play at all.
Could this keep Kalen at the club? Their CEO also said that they would sue the arse of... Actually, I want to get this up specifically to say what he said, because it was... When we talk about front foot...
Footy.
Or we talk about playing on the front foot...
Yeah.
This was aggressive rhetoric that is really front foot. As front foot as they get.
the arse off.
Just get it up here.
I mean, listen, as I said, I don't think that there is anything desperate about this play. You know, I think that it's got nothing to do with trying to keep Ponga. Now, I'm not saying that I'm not accusing of anything illegal or unethical. I'm saying it's not desperate.
So the CEO has said that is why it is 100% above board and right. We are doing everything right, and any assumption or comment to the negative, I would sue their ass off.
I don't know, and I'm not a legal eagle, but you would struggle in a court of law to sue someone who's just negative about a decision that you're making.
That is front foot if I've ever seen it. That's aggressive.
It's very aggressive and it doesn't sound desperate. It doesn't sound desperate at all. It sounds like he's just making the point that there's nothing weird going on, which is fine.
Now, could this keep Kalen at the club? Look, if I'm being totally honest, I've got no issue with stuff like this because,
Neither.
you know, he's going to... The thing is that the NRL are going to track it now. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, they're going to make sure it's nothing dodge.
So, like, for them, what could they possibly pay his father that would change Kalen's mind?
No, I think he's just and again, do not take this as gospel, but I think he's the first $1 million coach of the NRLW.
But like, what could they possibly pay him? And also, the NRL would be going down there. Is he working? Like, it would be too hard.
Is Kalen's old man like a rugby league guy?
I think I think he's really involved with it, and he's already been helping He's already been doing it for free. So he's already been working with the Women's Rugby League, like billeting a lot of the Polynesian girls, I think, at his house and that.
Oh, cool.
So
they sound like a very lovely family.
Yeah, he's already actively involved with it. The only thing is, like, when you come out with that aggressive rhetoric, it's like, wow, that's like, if you are fully above board and you've got nothing to worry about, like, that aggressive rhetoric is like, whoa.
That's what makes it seem so not desperate.
Any reasonable person would be like, how could they possibly pull it off? What would they pay his father to make it the decision different? You know, it just like, oh, do you really think the Knights are going to be like, oh yeah, we're just paying him $500K a year, the father? We're just, that's just normal. No, of course not. And also the NRL will be like, you know, has he been working? What are his hours for the last week? We need proof that he's been, you know, it's just impossible. I think it's, in saying that, it is still like, you still want his family to be around him and it's going to help him stay.
Yeah.
Like,
there's no doubt it's going to help him fucking stay.
Absolutely. And if you're the club, why wouldn't you do that?
Yeah.
Like,
also though, like, could it not also just be
Ivan
a thing
Cleary.
that, like,
it's like saying Ivan Cleary being the head coach shouldn't be allowed because that keeps Nathan Cleary at the club for cheaper or something along those lines.
Yeah.
In a sense, because like Kalyn Ponga's father has already been involved with the girls' team, already helping him. He clearly has a passion for it.
Could that not also just be part? Obviously, tinfoil hat. It's purely to keep Kalyn, but
well, that signing Ivan was to keep Nathan Cleary,
but they were happy to admit it. So I don't see what the issue is with admitting that that's why you're doing it. But if you're also saying that he was already doing heaps of work for the club for free, billeting people, I could also see a very comfortable explanation where you're going, he's already been doing this for free and he loves what he does. It's a great fucking he's an asset to the club because of this and this. So we're like, fuck it. Yeah, he is Kalyn's dad, but it also, he's been working for the club for free. We feel like we should be paying him.
Yeah, I'm of that mind. I'm of that mind. He's already been doing it. It's again, the aggressive rhetoric makes it even. It just puts in it's like the Streisand effect. You're trying to hide. He's not trying to hide anything.
But that like, sounds like you're way too on the front foot here. It's like, bro, relax.
I think that would be.
Who's their CEO?
I'm not sure.
Phil Gardner, I think his name is.
Is he a former player, Phil? Sounds like a name of a former
Phil Gardner.
Gardner.
But you know, it's ramping up though. It's all ramping up because Kalyn Ponga has to exercise his option June 1st or something, July 1st.
Some dribbler sent us a message saying that the game before he has to make the play, he's playing like the Warriors. I think maybe even he's playing someone in Dolphin Town.
Oh, really?
And so they were like, he's going to be getting 69'd out the arse.
Oh, I mean, guarantee bad game. He's not going to play well.
Well, he might.
He'll be up all night 69.
Well, that's true. Yeah, that's the only problem. Although sometimes that can help a footballer. It helped Warney. But yeah, it's one of those ones where I know the players would probably not enjoy this side of it where you're in the headlines for fucking all your contract, but like, and it's not like it's Kalyn's fault, it's the nature of the situation, but until that decision is made, it is going to dominate headlines, speculation everywhere.
Oh, they're literally playing at Redcliffe's home.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, wow.
I mean, he'll literally leave the Wine Diner 69ing and just run straight on the field.
Just maybe rinse himself off.
Wayne will walk out after.
Yeah. Quick shower. If there's no time for a shower, then obviously we'll, just
keep a camera on that back door because I reckon Wayne and the deck board will walk out after he runs on the field.
Definitely.
Actually, you know what? Keep a camera because whoever walks out that back door, that's where he's signing.
That's where he's going.
If Adam O'Brien, for some reason, even though he should just walk out the front because he's a coach, but if he walks out the back door, he's just Wine Diner 69 kept him.
Yeah. It's going to be a big weekend for Kalyn.
Big weekend for Kalyn. And he's not short of a Wine Diner 69, even people that aren't trying to sign him.
He'll do it.
So, yeah, interesting times. Also, what is interesting times is your haircut.
Yes, thank you for bringing that up. I actually thought you were going to chastise me in the kickoff, and then I forgot about the hair. I forget about it all the time. It was an error on my part, which I haven't had time to rectify yet, but I also don't really care all that much. But I usually cut my own hair, but with a buzz cut, unless you've got fucking elite clippers, you're not really able to do it yourself. It was New Year's Eve. We were going to a little shindig at some friend's place, and I needed a haircut because last time I shaved it, it sort of all just grown out at one length, and I was like, fuck, I just need this thing gone. It's pissing me off. But I'm a bit more of like I just want it done. I haven't planned it, and I just go to the hairdresser and see if it's happened.
Yeah,
and then I get there.
That's how I operate.
I get there and it's fucking packed. And I go to my one guy, I can't remember what the place is called, some Bondi Road, do your own research. It's packed. So I'm like, fuck it. I reckon I can do this thing at home. I do have a beard trimmer, not hair clippers, but a beard trimmer, which does have sizes on it. So I go home, I'm like, fuck this, let's go. Size 4 I was going for. Start doing this here and I'm like, that seems fucking short as fuck. And I'm like, well, it says 4. It says I'm doing a size 4, but I'm almost bald on the side of my head. So I'm like, okay, well, you're here now.
Yeah.
You're here.
Yeah, you're here.
Get to the other side and see what you can do. So I start doing the other side. But what I had done there was I have to, again, beard trimmer.
Yeah.
Pulled the size thing off to get all the hair out, put it back on. Already a little panicked at this stage. Didn't get it back to size 4. It was just all the way down and just went, pfft. And I'm like, oh, now I've really fucked it. Because now this side's completely gone. And this side's now a little bit longer. So now I'm trying to shorten it up. And it was like, there's just, the hair was getting caught and I was just, and I was on a time schedule and Steph's standing there going, what the fuck are you doing to your hair? And I'm like, I'm not sure at this point. So I just went, fuck it. There's nothing I can do.
Yeah.
So I just had it like this. And now I look like a fucking footy player.
Yeah, it looks very rugby league.
Looks very rugby league.
I mean, I appreciate it.
I will say this.
You can say it.
It could have been worse. I feel like I managed to save it to a degree. I've only fucked up here.
Look, you know what? You look like a guy that's holding on to his early 20s, but it's not too bad.
It's not the worst, but I am just going to be getting, and I haven't had time to fix it up since New Year's.
Yeah.
My mum was like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah.
My daughter, 2 years old.
You've definitely lost your class. You had a bit of class about you before.
Class is all gone.
But you look like Cronulla Wright.
When I walked out of the bathroom, my daughter goes, oh no, what did daddy do?
You look like you were swinging punches in the Cronulla Wrights.
Which I wasn't.
Okay.
But I did get the text message. We all did. I'm just going to shave it off probably tomorrow.
Yeah, I think you could pull the shave.
But I just don't know how the play. Like, do I shave it all off or do I have enough? Like, I'm not a big fade guy.
You're not a fade guy?
I'm just a buzz cut guy or a hair grows out. Missionary sort of, meat and potatoes.
Yeah.
But now can you fade this fucking thing? Or if I fucked it so bad, there's no fading to be done.
Oh, people can work magic in the barbershop.
I don't know.
Get to a barbershop, I think they work a bit of magic for you.
Yeah. Watch this space.
Yeah, watch this space because it's going to be a journey. It's going to be a journey. I think you just go full skinhead.
I'm thinking I might actually.
Just do it.
I've got psoriasis though, so I don't know how.
You know how we agreed that beards are like the push-up bra for men. If you went shaved head, I reckon you'd look alpha.
Okay.
Like you're not alpha, obviously.
Okay, well that was a backhand. It just came followed up with the fucking punch to the gut there.
But you would look it. And seeing is believing.
That's all that matters. It's Instagram, baby.
Absolutely. Seeing is believing.
I look tough.
You look tough. And then your chest hair out.
But then someone threatens me and I piss my pants.
No, you want it, but that's the thing. If you shave your head, you clearly want to get in confrontations constantly. You will get in a fight then.
But that's what you've been waiting in public. That's what I don't want.
No,
I don't want to wet my pants.
I think you've been waiting for the moment. You want that fight. It's got to come out of your system at some point.
No.
And I think that shaving the head could create the environment.
What I need.
Should
I get maybe some spaces in there or a neck tattoo as well?
Fake neck tattoo, shaved head. Yeah. I think you're getting a fight.
I'll get bloke across the neck.
Could you imagine? Far out. Far out.
So yeah, that's my hair.
That's your haircut. That's your haircut story. How was the New Year's as well?
Dude, it was nice. It was for the first time ever we went to a place where usually with we got a few friends of ours that have kids, but whenever you go to a party or something, you're usually one of the only ones with kids. And so it's you got to break away from a conversation to stop them running downstairs or you got to go and feed them or they're shitting or they're sleeping or whatever. This was a party where it was basically all young parents. So it just felt like we were all in a fucking chaotic hellhole together, which was kind of nice. It's like we could all have fun, but it wasn't rude for you to literally drop out of a conversation immediately to go and do something.
Yeah.
But it was nothing crazy.
So it's almost the final step into dadhood, really, because your first New Year's is, just purely dad.
I'm full-blown dad, but I mean, I'd be lying if I said that I didn't drop my wife and children home and then go back out.
So was that just a little reminder to the wife? Now, look, I'm still a scallywag.
I'm still here. The thing was as well, I was, those nights where you're really just trying to push it, and there's nothing to be pushed.
Yeah.
I went out for an hour and a half and then came home.
Oh, you really pushed it.
It was nothing. The night itself was fantastic, but it was like I went back. It was right near my house, so we went home.
You know what? You made the crucial mistake of you were probably really enjoying yourself, but you didn't realise that you were about to the party. Had
everyone
peaked.
was kind of like, everyone was wrapping up.
But you thought you'd try to hold on to the peak, but you obviously.
This is almost what I'm doing. I'm trying to hold on to the peak of my youth.
Yeah.
Fucking,
It's a metaphor for life.
I'll cut my own hair. You just got to let go.
You got to let it go.
That's probably the key to parenthood. Let go.
Let go, and you should have admitted to yourself, you're a dad now.
I'm a dad, dude. That's it.
You're a fucking dad.
I'm just a fucking dad, man.
You're not a scallywag
I'm
anymore.
not a scallywag. I'm a dad with a shit haircut and, chest hair that's impressive-ish.
So did you feel that your partner was kind of like, yeah, that's the man I love and know, the scallywag.
He's still here.
He's still here. I know he's a dad and he's responsible, but that daring glint in his eye.
Just wants to get back out there and rip and tear.
Yeah.
Oh, is that the door? Oh, he's back already. An hour and a half later.
And he's like, oh, he's a pussy now.
Yeah, he's a pussy. He's asleep on the couch.
You almost would welcome the scallywag behaviour because it'd bring a bit of spice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, look, I mean, did I enter the new year perfectly? No. Shit haircut. Fucking pulled the wrong rein on New Year's.
Yeah.
In the kick-on. Night was great up until that point.
Yeah.
But now it's about just making the right decisions and just fucking being great.
It is.
From here on in.
It's about Boland at the queue. That's what it's about.
It's Boland at the queue. What did you do for New Year's?
It's all about Boland at the queue because I may not have got it right, but it was still a great moment. What I did for New Year's, I didn't do anything for the New Year's.
Nothing?
No. I went up, spent it with my brother and his partner and his kid and my partner. Very chilled, very relaxed.
That's still nice, though. I think it's still doing something. It's just like you're not ripping and tearing.
Oh, there's
like a big party
I don't really.
Were you even up at midnight?
I'm not. No. Actually, no. Yes, sorry, I was. I was down a YouTube rabbit hole.
There you go, ringing it in right.
So, bringing it in right. Very boring.
What was the rabbit hole? Do you remember?
It's this guy called Destiny on YouTube. He's.
Is this a gamer thing?
Nah, not really. It's. You wouldn't know what it was.
I definitely don't know what it is.
Most
Destiny.
people won't. But he's a big Twitch streamer.
Okay.
But yeah, very boring. Mrs. is truly disappointed in me.
Yeah, was she like, let's go out? And you're like, well, I've got to watch some Destiny videos.
Well, she was like, what happened to the fucking rogue that I met that was,
the bad boy?
What happened to the bad boy?
Where's the leather jacket gone?
Where did the leather jacket go? And your testosterone levels must be fucking through the floor.
She just wanted a double underhook.
She just wanted a ground and pound. There was no grounding and no pounding.
No, nothing.
Year ago, she would have got ground and pound.
Sorry, babe. Destiny just released a new video. Who the fuck's Destiny? It's not a chick.
So look, very disappointing. But I don't know if it's fully I don't know if the party
you're
lost.
basically a dad without kids.
Exactly, which is the saddest thing you can be.
You may as well just have a kid.
A dad without kids is like a footy player without a scandal.
Correct.
It truly is weird.
You need to go get a Scandal, bro.
Yeah, a scandal or a kid.
We'll call your kid Scandal.
Yeah, that would be good.
That's a rugby league name.
And then try to make a comeback in footy.
Scandal Kemp plays first grade.
Are you serious?
Scandal with a K.
And if he ever did anything wrong, it'd be like, his name's fucking Scandal. What do you expect?
Skandyl.
Yeah, I like that.
Scandal Kemp.
But he would never get in trouble by the club because he'd be like, oi, you signed a kid named Scandal. What did you expect? You cannot expect a kid named Scandal to go out and not get in 3 fights.
No, of course he is.
Fucking name is Scandal. Fuck me. But you know what? It was good. I enjoy spending time with my partner. She is the best.
That's nice.
You know what is until you get in a good relationship, you're not really friends with your partner. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I mean? Every relationship I've been in, I'm not really friends with them. I'm just I don't even know why I'm there. Whereas when you're actually in a good relationship and you're friends with them, you don't have to do much.
No, you can
be a
enjoy
boring
each
dad.
other's company.
Absolutely.
Comfortable in the silence.
Absolutely. Comfortable in the silence of lost dreams and
Of eternity.
and
Of an eternity locked down.
of infinity together with this
Yeah.
boring person that
Staring at infinity.
day by day you're realizing he isn't what you thought he would be.
No. Oh, he's in a YouTube rabbit hole on New Year's Eve.
That's the thing. You know what's crazy about relationships is that it's just especially ones that break up. It's just every day you're getting closer to realizing how much you don't like that person.
Yep. That's what it's about. Little inch by inch.
Inch by inch, the eternal hole and vacuum of nothingness that is the world and space.
Yep.
That's what life's about.
That's what life is. That's what relationships are. Even the good ones.
Anyway, we have gone off the rails here. As you can see, I think it's the chest hair. It's the chest hair throwing me off.
There, it's a haircut.
But obviously, make sure to follow the great Tom and Eddie as well on Hello Sport at Hello Sport.
Hello Sport Podcast.
At Hello Sport Podcast. I think when you type in Hello Sport, it'll come up.
I'm sure it will. I'm a particular guy.
Yeah, you are a particular guy.
Yeah.
But I felt like that was a bit of an alpha move, like to correct me,
Yeah, it was.
even though I'm trying to help you out.
Dude, it's the chest hair, it's the shirt, it's the haircut. I'm way out of line today. So out of line.
You know what it is? I don't think you fully accepted that you're a dad. I think you're a young scallywag trying to create confrontation.
I'm just trying to keep the fucking flames burning of youth.
Punters and Dribblers on Facebook. Subscribe to Hello Sport Podcast that has continued to churn. It's continued. The wheel has continued turning. In
Yeah,
Hello
we're still
Sport.
going. We're
Still
still
going.
going.
So you still get your content as usual. Grab a case of Bloke in a Bar from your local independent bottler, and I'll go and fuck myself. Thank you.